everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Natalie, aka at Brick Girl Reading. Yeah, welcome back. Hope everybody's alright, hope everybody's staying safe. We are on to today's video. Is going to be a review of Heir by Sarah J. Maas, which is, I believe, the fourth book in the Heir series. Yeah, this is the series order, which is what I'm reading it in. Yeah. One sentence summary is Selenia is sent to Wendlin and discovers more about her past. Meanwhile, Cal and Dorian discover more about the king's plans. The king that I absolutely fucking hate. Quick little reading log. I started this the 7th of May. This was part of my readathon, which by the time you see this, the vlog of that should already be up. I started this 7th of May 2021, and why did I just say 2021? We're in the year 2021. And finished on the 9th of May, which I think was the second day of the readathon. I started it the day before, only got a little way through and binge read the rest. I genuinely really enjoyed this book. I found it quite fun, quite interesting. Like how the plot is way more developed in this book, I think, than the previous books, because you're getting deeper into it now. So I really recommend this book. I recommend the entire series, actually. Obviously, you can't read this without reading the previous books. Alright? So, bear that in mind. On the story, remember these will contain spoilers because these are notes I made on my phone in my reading list app. In the reading list app that I use whilst reading this book, okay? So, bear that in mind. Rowan is a very interesting dude. He is he's introduced when Selenia I was about to call her by her actual name. Selenia is sent off to Wendlin, which is it's not actually pictured on the map. It just says to Wendlin. So Wendlin's like to the west of Iridia. She's sent there at the end of midnight by Kale, who's made a bargain with his dad. Back to Rowan. He's a fae. He's a fae. He's introduced to Sylvania when she arrives there. I think Wendlin is the only place where the faes now exists, like, out in the open. Because obviously, as you learn in the Assassin's Blade, in Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, the king has essentially I keep going to say Alderaan, which is from Star Wars. Fuck, I can't pronounce the place's name. Hold on. Adoran. In Adoran, magic's so completely stamped out, so the Fae don't really exist there, but they do in Wendlin. Okay. You're also introduced to Maeve, who I believe is Aelin, as she is revealed at the end of Crown of Midnight, actually. Selenia is Aelin. The Queen Maeve, who's known as the Immortal Queen. She's introduced. I didn't like Maeve, and I got proven right by the end of the book that Maeve isn't to be trusted, and it's kind of being proven now in Queen of Shadows, wherever the fuck I've put that. It was behind me. as it's kind of also being proven slightly in Queen of Shadows, which is the one I'm currently reading. Maeve isn't to be trusted. I fucking hate her. I really do. I really do not like her. She's not a good character at all. Not a good person. You're also introduced to a character who I think appears in the other two books. I think he's just mentioned by name though. Aedon, who is Aylin's cousin, or Aedion, it's Aylin's cousin. I found him to be quite a tragic character because all he wants is to be reunited with his cousin. And the king, for that, because he used to work for the king, he kind of got forced into working for him. Because obviously his country's been destroyed, what else is he gonna do? Which is quite sad. He kind of had no other choice. The king imprisons him. Now, when I read it, I thought he'd been killed. And then I get to Queen of Shadows, and the first part is, or the first few pages is, Aelin trying to free Aedion. You're, in this book you're introduced more to Chaol's father, like you see him more in Heir. I did not like him at all. His father is so annoying, like so cruel to him, so mean, and just an all-round dick. Like that seems to be a common theme in like Sarah J. Maas books, is like the fathers are never good people. And the only good father I've met relatively so far in her books is in the Court of Thorns and Roses series with Feyre's dad, and he gets killed. He dies, which kind of sets off the whole thing in Silver Flames. Nesta's PTSD and that. Yeah, the fathers are the king's an arsehole. Chaol's father's a twat. Bayron's a twat. Manon's in this series. Her father's a complete cunt. Rhysand's father from Akatar, not that good of a person either. I've yet to read A House of Earth and Blood, which is the first book in the Crescent City series. If any fathers are in that, I don't know what they're like. I haven't got high hopes for them. But yeah, the tension between Rowan, there's so much tension between Rowan and Selenia / Aelin. For most of this book, apart from like the last few bits, she's referred to as Selenia, which is what I'll do in this. I would say probably I've written here probably sexual, not sure yet because this was like near the start. I've put in brackets it was. It was definitely sexual. Poor Dorian absolutely broke my heart in this book. I was like, hope him and Chaol can become friends again, because they have an argument about partway through this book and they kind of splinter away for a bit, which is quite sad because like Chaol and Dorian's friendship so far is like one of the best parts of this series. It genuinely really is. Like I love it. I thought though I liked the multiple POVs. I like that you don't in like in the Game of Thrones books, like the chapters have multiple POVs where it tells you which character it is. I like the fact that there's multiple POVs but it doesn't tell you which character is speaking, because then and over time each character kind of has their own distinctive voice as well, which is really cool. Because I've binge read it, I don't know. The plot to me was a bit slow in the beginning. I'm still waiting. When I was reading it, you're introduced to this character called Manon Blackweek, who is a witch. This book, she doesn't interact with the other characters at all. So I liked that she was introduced here and you can see her develop a bit. I was like, I've put my notes, I'm still waiting for Manon to connect somehow with the others. But unfortunately, that connection doesn't happen till this book, like until the section I am on right now. So yeah, that's a slight detraction. Saoirse though, I was like, as soon as she was introduced, I was like, she was so gonna die, and I called it. I was right. Didn't expect her to be a spy for the rebels though, and that was a heartbreaking bit for me because Dorian like falls in love with Saoirse. And he's kind of almost betrayed by her, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to fall in love with you." Like, okay. There is a lot of political intrigue in this book, and obviously there is some in the previous books, but it doesn't come that much into focus till this book, and more in Queen of Shadows as well. I love there's a bit at the end where Selenia confronts Maeve and is able to essentially bargain with her for Rowan's freedom from Maeve, because Rowan swore a blood oath to Maeve when he was younger. Granted, that was probably a couple of 100 years ago, because Rowan is like 900 plus years old. See, this is the thing with the Fae, they're practically immortal. Like, obviously they can die. I'm pretty sure they can die, but they must be able to die, because one of Rowan's friends, he always goes to Rowan, gets tattooed on him the names of people, the other Fae in his company that have died, that have been killed in battle. So yeah, obviously the Fae can die, but they live incredibly long lifespans, because in this you're also introduced to Lochran, who comes up more in this, especially in the back half of this. Lochran's older than Rowan. Lochran's like 1,000+ years old, so yeah. As I was saying, I loved the confrontation between Selenia and Maeve. It was like, go Selenia, go girl. Like, I loved it. There was also a bit at the end, just before Saoirse is killed, where Dorian and Chaol just absolutely have a go at the king. Granted, it doesn't work in their favour, so obviously otherwise we wouldn't have this book and Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn and Kingdom of Ash. I'm actually quite excited to read Tower of Dawn. I know it's like not that well liked by some people who like the Prendergast series, but I'm interested in it because I actually quite like Chaol. I do. He's one of my favourite characters. And the end for me pulled it back, like the ending. Like, it was mainly, I think it was because I was binge reading it. Like, I was trying to get through quickly. It was a bit of a slog. But the ending, like, the end quarter well and truly pulled it back. I did feel really, really bad for Dorian. I've put in capital letters. Fuck you, Dorian's dad. Because he kills Saoirse right in front of Dorian. And Dorian just about gets Chaol out. As he gets Chaol out, he reveals his magic. And in return for that, the king puts a collar around Dorian's neck, which basically puts him under the king's control. And also allows a demon, demons in this world are called Valg. Or a type of demon is called Valg. And the Valg basically inhabits Dorian's body. Which, again, you see more of in Queen of Shadows, obviously. Final rating. 5 out of 5 stars for me. Absolutely loved it. Yeah. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed this book. Enjoy the series. Please do read it. It's really good. Yeah, I will see you guys soon. See you guys in the next video. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. And see you around. Bye-bye.